I thought we played well. I thought guys grew. I thought that, I thought we established a little bit of an identity. We did some line juggling, and I think we got some good things out of that. For the whole weekend, I really appreciated, first of all, what Lepa did individually, and then what his line did with Laurie Raymond and Kooks. I thought they did an outstanding job for us. And I know that we got. I mean, I don't know who got the assist on that goal that we got, but it was. I know Lepa got an assist, and
it was Kukanen and
good for Kooks.
Williams. And Williams.
That's probably his first point in college hockey. So good for those guys, and I'm happy. I'm happy for them. I thought both goaltenders played really well. They got one more save. We didn't get that one more save, but it wasn't his fault. So I was really happy. I think we have an identity now a little bit to our team, and the part that we have to work on, and the part that is going to be a process and in a process, and it's not going to just happen overnight because we have a lot of young guys are still trying to figure out how to manage the game, and I think you saw some panic with when late power play there. We had set up a power play, we didn't even run it, which is concerning. A couple of really bad penalties, individual penalties, that cost us both goals on the game. Those were not, like they're behind the plane after the whistle. Those are we got to take those individual effort. That hurts. The 29 guys and the coaching staff, those types of plays. So that individual thing's got to come out of it a little bit. But again, the panic is I didn't think we executed, certainly on the power play, with our top end talent, and they did. They were probably 2 for 3, and one of their power plays was very short lived because they took a penalty right after it. So as we did on one as well, we took power play. So I think that overall, I was happy with the depth. I was happy with the overall effort, but I do think some of our top end didn't put in quite the same effort. I think they did, but I think what happens is when you're a player like skill player, if you're not scoring, and then it gets in your head, and then all of a sudden you start justifying things in your mind to try to get yourself to feel better. And I think guys just have to try to find a way to look at their performance. We got great effort, great synergy out of a couple of lines. And then we did some modification and got some. Then we kind of got 3 lines going. But some of our top guys that we needed to perform, they've still got to learn, and they're young. It's going to take time. It's going to take minutes, and maybe they've never done that in their careers. Maybe they've never been someone in their careers, but I saw Clarkson tonight when we were with that delayed penalty in overtime. They turned that into a power play. They didn't just give us the puck, and it was going to be 4-3 either way. So they had the awareness to do what they had to do. Derek had to make a couple of really good saves, and then in the overtime when they got the power play, it was the same thing. They got some really good looks, and we didn't create those, and we should have. We should be able to create those. I do think the talent's there, but that poise and really that confidence, and you can't just say I'm going to do calculus. You got to do the basics leading up to calculus, and I think we had guys that need to learn that and haven't learned that yet. And a year ago, we'd have Logan on the ice, and we'd have. It would be a different deal. We'd have Moser on the ice, and it'd be a different type of, we'd have that upper level, mature confidence, because you got a guy like Logan who's got a hat trick in the GLI. You got a guy like Moser who's won games in overtime. You got some of those guys, and none of our guys have really consistently done that yet. And so it's a learning thing, and that's going to be. We got to just make sure with them that they realize that it's got to come. You got to play the game a certain way. And your effort has to match your execution. And if it doesn't, if you got one or the other, and if you don't realize it, then the growth just delays. And we'll get there.
We play Alaska week 1. We play Clarkson week 2 or week 3 now. We play Northern next week. We have really good opponents here in the first beginning. Is that a really good opportunity to see the growth of the players and see how they can overcome those challenging teams?
Well, I mean, I think what you're saying is that every game that we play is going to be like this. Every game, we're at that. We're challenged offensively, and there's no question about it. But like I tell the guys, all we can do is work at it. And okay, Leps, you're growing, and Kukkonen, you might be growing, and Laurie might be growing. But why can't you put some pucks in the net now? Why some of these guys that are growing and getting these opportunities and things like that. Keep working at it, and then take it to another level that maybe they have never done before in the past at a level that challenges them. That's part of growth. I don't want anybody to limit themselves in their mind. I want them to develop as hockey players. You never know who's going to evolve. Because again, these guys are so young. So many of them are so young, and ultimately, what it comes down to is how do you play with the game on the line? You know what I mean? Like, remember years ago, Billy Smith, the goaltender for the Islanders, didn't care if he played a regular season game, but he was playing in Stanley Cup Finals because he won Stanley Cup. He played with the game on the line. Some guys have that ability. I don't believe that the old Navy SEALs thing. I don't believe you rise to the occasion. I think you play to the level of your training, and until you develop that level of execution when it's needed, the game is still trying to flunk you out as the Navy SEALs procedures. There's like a nursing school, it's a tough school. They're trying to flunk you. Engineering school, they're trying to flunk you. Medical school, doctors, they're trying to flunk you because it's that important. Those high Army Rangers, Navy SEALs, they're trying to get you to quit because they want you need to be there when you need to be there. So I don't think you step, all of a sudden you become something you're not. And that's something that's learned over time and over developing that mental hardness and that, there's guys right now probably questioning a little bit themselves, and what they have to do is figure out where to turn, figure out that foundation to build off of, and not let it get down. You don't want to be a guy that got 20 points last year or whatever and gets nothing this year. We've seen that from a few guys. I'll just throw Logan Pilla's name out. 20 points his first year and then 0 goals and a couple assists his second year because it was. And that happens with guys that have never really dominated. They come in fresh, everything's falling in place, but that foundation has to still be built. And then he built his foundation, and he's a 25, 28, 30-point guy every year in college hockey. But if you don't build that foundation, you're just chasing it. So the good thing is our guys are young. I was really happy with the effort. I think the difference in the game, again, like I said last night, was our top end being able to generate things, and they got to work at it because they are the ones that have the talent. We're not going to change the power play and throw different guys at it. Those are the guys we have. They've got to figure it out and make it happen. If I would have been told we were going to get as many power plays as we got this weekend, I'd have thought we'd got some goals. You know what I mean? And we didn't.
You kind of touched on it, but obviously Derek getting his first start. How do you feel like he's adjusting to being here as opposed to, in Harvard?
He looked really confident to me tonight. He looked really confident. He'd probably like to have that one back that stuck between his legs, but it's a quick bang bang. And anytime you make a goalie move, things can happen. When you make him move to make a save, things can happen. If you just stop and take the shot and he's set and he's in position, he's set and you shoot, these guys are going to stop the majority of them, regardless of how close you are. Langenegger's going to stop those pucks. He's shown over time he's a 915 or something save percentage in his career. He's a low 2 goals goalie in his career on a team that wasn't always great at Lake State. But he was certainly great, and now he's like a 1.5 goals against average and a 93 save percentage at Clarkson and winning them games. He's 5-1. You know what I mean? So. He did an excellent job, and on both goals that Derek had, they were quick plays where we had 3 goalposts last night, a crossbar and 2 goalposts. That's the difference. You know what I mean? It's tight, but I say it again like last night. I thought that I think they expected to come out on top. You get that feeling they had more poise, more swagger, and we have to learn to expect to come out on top, and because. Right now, I think everybody's looking at somebody else when the heat's on. Guys look at somebody else to be the guy that grabs it, and that's not the way. You got to. I want to be the guy that grabs it. I got to, and that comes from rep after rep after rep in practice, year after year after year, and getting it done. Patrick Kane, you watch him right now, and you'd say, geez, I don't like that guy, blah, blah, blah. But I'm watching the other day against the Islanders, and they got 10 shots on goal or whatever they got, and he scored 2 goals and had an assist. You know, the power play he knows how to get it done when you give him a look at the net. Now, he doesn't have the energy and the skating skills and stuff like that to, at his size, to be as dominant as he was before. But for those that don't like him, he can win your hockey game. And as long as he's not killing you defensively and he keeps making those plays, you got to have him. So that's what guys need to learn to be, that, to impact the game in that way.